What's up guys, in today's video I'm going to be showing you a creative map I built and basically, what I did to build some stuff in it, so let's get into it. Okay, so here's the map. I named it Vato Zones just because it looks like a little Mexico. So these right here are just barriers, normal barriers, so that way when the game starts nobody could leave this general area. And for my settings I basically just have all of that, so if you'd like to make anything you could just copy my settings right there. And for the spawn pads I put all in these little areas right here. And I just built a little box so that way when we do spawn in you can't just turn around and shoot somebody else. So you just launch onto the launch pad and this will shoot you up that way and you'll land somewhere around here. And it's basically like a ZoneWars. I got this right here, got the music sequencers. I have two, one for the storm and then one for the blue storm, so that way you don't get hit by the red storm automatically, you just get a little warning from the blue storm. This is for the ATK, or whatever they call it, the golf cart. So basically when the game starts, this will shoot the golf cart right into this music sequencer, which will trigger these, which are the sounds, the game start, and it just starts the zone from behind you. I just threw in a couple little things, some cactus, some dinosaurs, some buildings, some trees. And if you come over here, I have another zone, which is a front zone, so that way you can't go too far forward. It's basically the same thing. I have this to shoot that into that, the sequencer, and then the settings, I don't have the looping on, so that way it just doesn't keep going over and over. Tempo, I'll have it at 25. The length is normal. On this one, you don't want to have the damage on. You want to have that off because this is just going to trigger this zone. On this one, I have the tempo at 15, so it's not too fast. The length 80, width 80, height is 100. And I have the damage on elimination, so that way if you go too far forward, you do get eliminated. And basically I have all these barriers around the whole thing. If you come around here, got some dinosaurs over here, have some shrubs, some rocks. I might have made this a little too long. I think these are the storms. I think this is the storm. Might have made them too long because if I make them any shorter it'll be too short for this. And I also have a couple more of these maps. I would like to share the code so that way y'all could play them, but unfortunately I don't have enough subscribers at the moment. So if y'all could help me out with that by smashing that subscribe button and sharing with your friends, I'd really appreciate it. So basically let me hit start. Brings you into a game start, and I already have guns, so if I just hit this launch pad and go forward, you'll see that there's a storm right there and then there's another storm behind me. So when you're fighting or anything, you can't stay in one or camp in one place at a time. You have to keep moving, and fight your enemies. Me and my friends usually play this a lot. Well, that was a bit laggy. So you see, if I keep running forward and I hit this storm, it'll eliminate me. I'm gonna show you how to get guns as soon as you spawn into the game, as soon as this loads up. Okay guys, so this is going to be under devices and it's going to be called team settings and inventory. If you click that and you put it down, you can go into your settings or inventory and pick any weapons and mats, healables, grenades, anything pretty much from this area or the weapons area, and put it into your little inventory right here. And if you go over this, you could just drop it right into this, and it'll go into this, so that way when you start the game, everybody that's in the game will automatically have the weapons that you dropped into this. And for the settings, I don't have a team name for team. I have it on everybody, so that way everybody that joins the game will get it. Team color, I don't have that. Grant on spawn, you're going to want that on, so that way as soon as you spawn in, you're going to have the weapons. Visible during games, I mean, you could have it visible. I don't, because, I mean, there's no really reason, I just don't have it. Bonus ammo, you're going to want that on, so that way you don't run out of ammo while you're playing. Basically, you know, don't override in your regular settings on a whole bunch of this stuff. And for my game settings, voice chat is for all, because you're all on different teams, but you want to talk to your friends while you're playing, so I have that on all. Teams, free for all. Spawns, you're going to have one spawn, so that way when you die, game's over. And then after the last spawn, I have it going to the spectator. Total rounds 1, team rotation disabled, time limit none. And basically I have last standing on, so that way as long as there's one person alive, the game will end. So as soon as you're the only person alive and everybody else is eliminated, the game will end and you could restart. And when somebody joins, I have spectate, so that way we don't have just random people joining in and, you know, messing everything up. Spawn location, you're going to want that on the spawn pads. Out of bounds, I have that off. I don't have elimination score. So game settings, the time of the day, just have that on default. I don't really mess with all this stuff. Starting health, I have it at 100. For the shields, we start off at 100 shield. Infinite ammo I have off because, like I said, on that other thing that you drop your weapons into, you can just drop ammo into that or just turn extra ammo on. Infinite resources, I have that off. I have the max mats, you can have 500 of metal, brick, and wood. Allow building, I have that on. Building can destroy the environment. So this is basically, so if I'm building and there's a tree in my way, if I place a ramp over that tree is just going to break. The damage environment, I have that off though. So like if somebody shooting me and there's a building that I built in the creative map behind me, it's not just going to break and I have to rebuild it every time I want to replay the game. I have the default for pickaxe building damage. I have the down but not out default. Keep items when eliminated. You're going to want that to drop. So if you're in the middle of playing and you run out of mats before you get eliminated, you can just pick up the other person's mats or, you know, traps, campfires that they had, or anything like healables. So you're going to have allow items to be dropped, to have that on. Allow items to be picked up, yes. Respawn time, I put that at 2 seconds because I don't want to sit here and wait for 10 seconds before I can spectate anybody. And everything else, I have fall damage on, just like a normal game. My gravity's at normal. Jump fatigue, I have that on, as in if you're playing in a normal game. Glider redeploy I have off. And everything else is just sitting here. I haven't really messed with any of this. And then the health granted on elimination. So if I get an elimination, I'm going to get granted 50 HP. And everything else is just like this. Let me just get y'all a run around of the map, or just a top view. It's up here. And I mean, you don't really need a big space. I built it on this, you know, island that you get granted in the game of creative. I also have a whole bunch of other maps that I use. I've built a lot of them. So if y'all could just smash that subscribe button and get me to 1,000 subscribers, I'll be able to drop the codes and everybody could try out my maps. And so this is Vato Zones. Thank y'all for watching.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.